Hi, lovelies. This is my YouTube channel, Sade Safely Spoken. If you haven't already, go subscribe, okay? Now, you're not going to want to miss this. This is story number 2 on how I was drugged and set up by a close friend of mine. This event took place my sophomore year of college. I had befriended this guy. We had a common interest, dance. So we would present each other with different opportunities and we would choreograph and perform together. So we grew a bond. I started to trust him enough to even allow him into my home. I'm a very private person. I don't like people in my business at all, but I trusted him, okay, enough to be where I were in my comfort zone. If I allow you into my home, I'm comfortable with you, right? So I trusted him. And I liked it even more because he liked the same sex. So there was no weird sexual energy between us. So that made me like a little happy, right? So one night he invited me to a frat party. Now I usually go out with a female friend I had at the time. We were very close. She was my roommate too. But that night she did not want to go out. I'm like, okay, cool. So I went out with him, which was very unusual for me because I usually never go anywhere without a female friend. That was just a rule of mine, but I trusted him. So I went to the frat party, all right? I picked him up, and when he came out the door, he gave me a drink. And at the time, I hadn't been drinking alcohol. So it's been a few months since I had actually consumed alcohol. So he gave me the drink from his house. And I took a tiny sip, not even a tablespoon, but like the smallest sip in the world, y'all. Tell me why my vision went blurry. From that tiny sip, my vision went blurry. And I'm looking like, oh no, nah. I know I haven't drank in a while, but what is this? What is this? But I brushed it off. I was like, okay, maybe it's because I haven't been drinking. I'm lightweight. That's what I told myself, right? So we get to this party and he's actually very popular. So everyone at the party want to talk to him. So we chilling in a corner and I pretend I ain't drink no more of that drink. Okay. I did not. I put it out and I wish I would have kept it, but I put it out. So he offered me another drink and I was like, okay, go ahead, give me another one. But I wasn't going to drink that one either. So time passed. Keep in mind, he's popular. So he kept leaving me to talk to other people, which I really dislike because if we locked in, ain't no switching up. I'm supposed to be coming everywhere you go, especially at a frat party. So he kept leaving me, and that kind of made me uncomfortable. So at one point, I told him, like, okay, take me with you. Wherever you go, take me with you, all right? So it was packed. Like, this party was packed. And I'm a small person, okay? And I'm looking like it's a lot of big folks. Like, I need some air. So he went outside and I followed him outside and he was talking to people, but it was very weird. He did not introduce me. I was just like, I was there just watching people conversate. I'm looking like, bro, this is weird. I don't like this. And it's rude. So I go back inside the party, the house, but I stand like right in front of the door in case I gotta, okay, book it. Cause I'm gonna stay on go, especially on some weird stuff. So I'm standing in the corner, I'm listening to music on my lonesome while he's outside still, didn't come in and check on me. None of that. I'm chilling in the house. A few minutes go by, maybe 10, 15. He texts me, where you at, I believe. I can't remember. It's a while ago, but I believe he texted where you at. And I'm looking like I'm inside by the door chilling. He was like, okay. But like 5 minutes after I said I'm by the door chilling, I noticed like three guys started inching towards me. It was so weird. Like, this is the door, this is the wall, and this is another wall. So flip it, it's like that. So you go through the front door, and then it's like this open space, like the living room. I noticed two guys on these walls. They started sliding in closer towards me. Like, I'm on the front door. Like, if someone wanted to leave or exit, I basically got to move out the way. So I noticed these guys. One was standing like in front of me, but off to the left, like staring, trying to be. It was weird. It was noticeable. Okay, he thought he was slick, but I'm looking like, yo, I see you. And the other two guys, the one on the right side, he was peeping, like he peep around the corner, and I'm looking like, what the? He was peeping. I'm looking like, I see you too. And then another guy, he wasn't trying to be discreet at all. He was just standing there like, I like what I see. I want you. I'm gonna get that. It was so just, I'm looking like, bruh, it's so weird. As soon as I said I'm by the door, these big dudes, bruh, these folks big watching me. I'm looking like, nah. So I'm I'm trying to be chill. I'm trying to be chill. Cause I used to overreact. I Yeah, dude on the right, he's sliding closer. So he even turned the corner and got closer. And now we shoulder to shoulder. He's standing beside me and he was tall and he was looking down. And I'm looking like, yo, no, absolutely not. And the other guy, he had slid to the front by me too, but he was across the way and he was just like standing there still, just like watching, like, I want you. And I'm looking like, mm-mm. Okay, so the guy that was peeping around the right corner then slid through the corner and he's standing beside me. The dude that was on the left side in a corner, he's then slid in front of me, but he across the way a little bit. And the third guy that was to the front, like in the living room, but standing, looking, he made his way and he was just standing in front of me, just staring. It was like one, two, three in my face. And this, I'm just looking like, I'm out of here. I left. So I leave out the front door. At this point, the guy I came with, I walked past him because I'm looking like, I'm out. So he follow up, where are you going? So I'm looking like I'm finna go. I'm uncomfortable. You keep leaving me. These folks watching me. And it wasn't just those three guys. Like almost everybody at that party was watching me. Now I know I have a light. I know my energy can be like, oh wow, I want to stand by her. She makes me feel good because I'm calm. I give off a calming energy. You stand beside me, you gonna but everybody at that party was looking at me and it just felt weird. So I'm out. So I'm walking down the driveway. He's like, where you going? I'm looking like, I'm going home. Forget this. I'm out. So he started walking with me because, hey, if you ain't coming with me, find a way. But I'm out. Somebody called his name. So he went back and I'm looking like I ain't waiting for nobody. I said I'm out. So I walk across the street and I had parked. Across the street was like a big grassy area and it was like this big tree. So I parked this way. So the front of my car is like this and this is the tree. So I crossed the street and as I'm crossing, I noticed on the left side of my car there's a group of 5 guys. So I'm watching them because they was watching me. You peep me, I peep you, trust. So I'm walking and I passed them a little and I turn around because I felt them watching. So I turn around and I make eye contact with each and every last one of them. Like, hey, I see you, you see me, don't try none with me because I ain't with it. I ain't with it. So I get in my car. Actually, some told me to speed walk. Like after I turned around, I sped walked and I got in my car. Instantly locked my door. No, bruh. No more than 2 seconds later. No more than 2 seconds later. As soon as my car door went, one of them knocked on my car door, the window. And it was one of them because the jacket, same body. He knocked on it and he had on a ski mask. And I'm looking like, now he talking about roll your window down. And then he showed me a gun. What? You think I'm gonna roll my window down? You got a ski mask and you showing me a gun? Like, man, be for real. Be for real. I'm not rolling my window down. So I looked to the right because the party was to the right. And I'm looking like, does anyone see this? When I turn, another one of the 5 guys is on this side. And then the other ones are standing behind my car. So all 5 of them surrounded my car like a horseshoe. So this is my car. This is the tree. One on the driver's side, the one that tapped on my window. And the other one surrounded my car. And I'm looking like, bro, y'all got me messed up. They thought that I was drugged up. They thought I was out of it. But I wasn't. So I cranked up my car. And baby, everybody finna get hit. Everybody finna get hit. I cranked up my car and I backed up. They running like, whoa, yeah. Find out. So I back up. They scattered to the side because I was finna run everybody over. I don't care, baby. Bowling pin strike. Okay. So I speed out. I back out, reverse, and I speed into the street. And My friend at the time, he magically appears when he see my car going down the street. So he run up. Oh my gosh, you were gonna leave without me? Mm-hmm. I sure was, because this is weird. I looked at him. I said, motherfucker, did you just try to set me up? No, I would never. I would never. Y'all, keep in mind, please keep in mind, I am a spiritual person. At the time, I had family members, friends, and lovers doing spells, curses, hexes, covenants, bindings, illusions on me. And some of the stuff they were doing was working. So even though I wasn't drugged up, I was still under a lot of illusions. So I did not trust myself. I second guessed everything, okay? I would have arguments in my head. So he was like, "No, I would never." So I drive down the street. I make him, I made him follow the car a little down the street because I'm looking like, okay, I'm trying to make sure the men aren't around. 'Cause I had my little pocket knife, and I was like, "Okay, come get in the car." As he got in the car, the five men they drove past in a car. They drove past in a car with other females in it. And I'm looking like, bruh, nah. So bruh, I was so, oh, I was so, bruh. I got my little pocket knife. I'm driving like this because I'm ready. If you try some shit, like you was gonna get it. I drop them off. But when I get home, I just like dismiss the situation. When I tell y'all them spells and curses, my family, my lovers, my friends were doing on me, they was going heavy with it. They were going heavy with it because that stuff was working. Because keep in mind, in a previous video I mentioned, I lacked spiritual hygiene. So at the time, the stuff they were doing were working. So I come from a family of witches and warlocks. All right, I have an extremely powerful family. Unfortunately, on my mama's side, a majority of them choose to tap into the evil instead of the light, like me. So at the time, I knew I was spiritual. I could see and do things. And if you don't know that, go back to the previous video 1, and I spoke on it. I was ignoring my gifts because I was scared of myself and the things that I could do, see, and hear. I was so powerful, I scared myself. So I just completely ignored my spiritual side. And I knew my family was spiritual, but I didn't know they was on that type of time and doing this stuff against me. So large majority of them working against me. I had friends pretending not to be spiritual, doing stuff on me. Fiance at the time doing stuff on me, magic, okay? So it was a lot going on with my spiritual side that I had no idea about, and I was just being attacked. So when I would think of things, half the time they were not my thoughts. So it would be like me arguing with them in my head, but I thought it was me versus me. So any situation like this one, I would be like, okay, no, he would never do that to me. No, like my heart is so pure. I refuse. I told you I would put a flag up and be like, no, you're not doing this. I don't believe it. So let's get into it. Reflecting back, I realized everything was obvious. It was in my face and I knew it. But it's like I was forced to ignore it by the illusions, the spells, the curses, the hexes, and all this stuff. And keep in mind, those very people, family, friends, ex-lovers, they still ex-friends, ex-family, they still doing that stuff to me. It don't work now because I'm tapped in. Fuck around and find out. Even though I'm a light, you gonna find out something. You come for me now, and that's exactly what they're experiencing right now. Spiritual warfare. Find out, baby. I don't play. My ancestors all high. They on you because I see. I woke. I remember who I am. Anyways, I learned to trust myself and never to doubt my intuition. And this, I'm looking at my notes. And this is what led up to my spiritual awakening, one of the other things, because I had to learn to trust myself. I had to stop questioning myself and I had to question the people in front of me. Okay? Because that role was reversed and it was very twisted and it wasn't okay. So when it comes to my discernment, it heightened. I started to heighten and trust my discernment and intuition. Now, I rose above this situation by allowing. I allowed myself to accept the truth because I was lying to myself. I refused to accept the truth because I was denying it. I did not want to believe it. I didn't. So I lied to myself. But now I allow myself to accept the truth. All right? And here's some spiritual tips that I gained from this situation and everything else. Practice trusting your intuition. You can do this by one, going with your first thought. If you think of something, run with it. You might have a second thought to be like, nah, wait till this or go there. No, that first thought that pop in your head, go with it. And if it was an accident or if it didn't work out, it's okay. Take note of it and learn. Okay? Also, you can watch movies or TV shows and try to guess what's going to happen. All right? The more you do it, the more you can like heighten, because you get good at it. You learn to read patterns and you trust what you're saying. All right? Also, listen to your body. Your body, this is your temple. All right? And if we all have hair on our body, our hair is magical antennas. That's how you can really read energy. Hair. So trust your body. If you feel something's weird, it's unusual, really think on that and be like, okay, what is my body trying to tell me? Okay, trust your body. When it comes to discernment, meditate, ground, practice self-love. Figure out what self-love means to you. Run with it. Okay? Heal your inner child. All right? Do things that'll help you trust yourself. Trust exercises. Look some stuff up. All right? When it comes to certain situations, you will be able to trust and discern yourself because you do a bunch of different things that allow you to trust yourself. You have to learn to do those things. Well, I had to learn to do those things because I didn't trust myself because it was so many different people and energies in my head. I'm looking like, what is going on? Learn to trust yourself, and then you'll be able to quiet out the other voices because you gain that spiritual strength. Okay? Most importantly, when someone show you who they are, believe them the first time. Trust them the first time. Ain't no running backs, ain't no do-overs. I know people make mistakes, but ain't no second chances when it comes to weird activity. Trust them, leave them alone. You listen, I learned I can't save everybody. Release them. I love y'all. Stay tuned for the next video.